So I have been in the service industry for, man, ever since I came home from prison in 2016. Before that, I was in the service industry a little bit, but that was mainly like behind the counter, being a cook and stuff like that, dishwashers, cooks, nothing really the front of the house. But now that I'm a server, have been one since basically, like I said, years, you find one constant thing, man, and that's just my people, black people, man. They just don't tip, man. They just don't tip. I hate to say it like that. It is what it is. Obviously, there's always an exception to every single rule, and you will find other demographics and nationalities not tipping you too, but it's majority of our people, man. I just don't get it. And I would love to sit here and say it's not like predominantly us, but it is, man. Like, I've worked at high-end restaurants. I've worked at lower-end restaurants. I've worked in so many different restaurants, and it's always true, man. You get that black family, the black family that comes in, leave a mess, run you like a dog, and then they won't tip you. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know where we get not tipping, man. And it's a problem. Like, everywhere I've been, the Cheesecake Factory, high-end restaurants, you get a lot of people who don't tip. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're not the only ones who don't tip, but we are the main ones who don't tip. And then you have another demographic of like older people. We're going to say between the ages of 65 and 90, mainly the ones around 70-ish. They like leaving $1 and $2 tips. Like, it doesn't matter what their bill was. It doesn't matter what kind of service you gave them. It doesn't matter. They're going to leave you that $1 or $2. And I understand that just because how old they are. That's what they were used to doing, leaving those $1 and $2 tips from back in the day. But like, times have changed, and I don't think nobody has ever sat anybody down above the age of 60 and like, yo, $2 and $3 is not enough. Like, you know, these people get paid $2.13 an hour. And basically our livelihood is based off of tips. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a phenomenal server. I am the best server that I know. So I give tremendous service. So before you jump in my comments talking about, well, you're probably not giving good service, or you're not getting refills, or yada, yada, yada. No, I give the best service. I don't care what you look like. You can come in here and look like a bum, and you're not going to give me $1. I will still give you grade A service. And sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. People who I don't think will leave me a tip will leave me a great, generous tip. And then sometimes the people I think, oh, I'm about to get a good tip, they won't leave me a tip at all. But again, I just go back as to, it's that one group of us, our people, who just seem to do it the most. I mean, that's just what it is, man. And I don't want to say it's got to stop, because who am I? I can't change nothing. I can't force anybody to tip. But it's just like, it's crazy, man. And then you can tell when somebody isn't going to tip you a little bit like midway through the service, like right before their service is about to end, right when they're like midway through the service. You can kind of tell how they're trying to dip out without you seeing. Or most people who don't like leaving tips, they'll try to like wait till you walk away, and then when you come back to the table, they'll be gone. It's so crazy. And so many people will be like, well, it's your job to serve them, and if they tip you whatever, like, go get a better job. I mean, I really don't have to go get a better job. I make good money regardless as a server, because I just told you I'm the best server that I personally know. I give great service. So it's still a problem when you don't get tipped at all. Like, we work hard, especially when people want to run you. I guarantee the people who watch this video who don't tip, you will never go to a restaurant, sit down, and tell your server before the service starts that you're not going to tip them. I bet you won't do that, because you're not going to get the same service. I mean, I don't know. Every server is working because they need money to survive. It's a job. Obviously, it's a job that we chose. But obviously, when people come out to eat, most people know that you should tip your server, especially if you got good service. Now, I also go back to, like, there's always that one person who comes to a restaurant. They're one person. They don't get no refills. They don't do anything. And sometimes they may not tip. I kind of understand that, because they feel like they didn't do anything to get service. But guess what? We still have to remove your plates, clean your tables, and bust the area that you left. And some people are just messy, man. They'll use 1,000 napkins. Some people will, I don't know, man. It's like they just don't have a sense of, I don't want to say, it's like they just don't care about other people, man. Like, how can you go somewhere and leave a mess and just not tip your server, or knowing somebody has to clean up after you and not tip your server? I appreciate the people who I don't think are going to tip me and they leave me $1. Like, obviously we all want more than $1 tips, but like, if you leave me $1, that's so much better than like not leaving me nothing, man. Like, it's, once I had this lady leave me a penny, right? And then she got mad when I told her I didn't want it. Went to my manager and everything, got me written up because I rejected the tip. You left me a penny. That's disrespectful to me. I don't want your penny. Obviously, you need it more than I do. And that's what I said. Like, no, I don't, I'm good. And I tried to be nice about it at first because she's like, oh, here goes a penny. Like, are you serious? Like, no, please, you take it. Because obviously you need it more than I do. And then she got mad. You tried to leave me a penny. What can I do with a penny? Literally, what can I do with a penny? Nothing. There's nothing I can do. So it's just crazy to me how people can just be so disrespectful, man. And that's what it is to me. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's just disrespectful. You come to a place, you get good service, and then like you can't leave $1 or $2, 20%, 15%. And then people come to like lower tier restaurants. Like, I can't really reveal where I'm working, but people come to like lower tier restaurants and they feel like, oh, I don't have to leave more than $5. Your bill was $117 and you left $5. Like, does that make sense? Again, your bill was $117, $20 and you leave $5. I don't know, man. I don't know where tipping etiquette got bad, and I just don't, I can't tell you, I can't, but I do know it's a problem, man. And I would love to get all my servers on here and just be like, hey man, who is the worst tippers, man? I mean, some of them will probably give you different answers, but majority of the people are going to be like, black people, man, because it's bad, man, when you are in your section as a server, standing up, waiting to get sat, and then you see people come in and they're about to sit in your section, and then black people are coming to sit in your section. You see a bunch of servers do this. Oh man, like that's bad, man. Like, come on, man. Like, and it's because we don't tip. That's what it really is. Leave a mess and then don't tip. That's got to change, man. That's got to stop. I know I'm only one person, and I know a lot of people won't even listen to this. Some people will make excuses for people, but it's a problem, man. It's a big problem, man. We need to do something because you just don't. I don't think y'all get it, man. And it seems like happen on Sundays too. Like, people people come to restaurants from church, just got the word, and then they come here and just stiff your server. Like, that's crazy. I guess they gave all their money to the church, I guess. I don't know what it is. But this has been on my mind for a long time, man. I thought it was just like, maybe it's just me or something, but then like, I know I'm a good server. Like, there's no doubt about it. I'm not confident about really nothing in this life, but my ability to serve, man. Cause I am the best server. You get your refills on time. Like, your table's getting pre-bussed. Like, you're getting everything that you need if I'm your server, man. Like, you ain't got to worry about running out of drinks unless we're just like so super, super busy and I have 55 tables. Like, that's the only way I can really see me getting behind on drinks and stuff. And I get stiffed all the time by my people, man. And it's my people. And like I said, us servers, we talk about all the stuff that go on, man. And there's so much that goes on in these restaurants. Like, some people will come sit at a dirty table and just start eating at a dirty table. They want to get served at a dirty table. Instead of letting somebody come clean a table, or instead of going to a table that's clean, they'll go to a dirty table. Very unsanitary, man. It's so much that goes on in restaurants, and so many people are just so nasty, man. Nasty in all kinds of ways, man. Like attitudes are nasty. The way that they live, you can tell, is just kind of nasty. People come to restaurants and won't take showers, be stinking, and we have to serve you, and then you won't give us a tip, and we had to sit through your funk for about 30, 45 minutes. You have people who will come to your restaurant and they will sit at a table for 4 hours. 4 hours, no exaggeration. 4 hours, and then tip you $3. You held up that table for 4 hours and you left me $3. It's crazy, man. It's like so many more people could have sat at that table and gotten up, because the average customer usually sits anywhere between like 15 to 20 minutes. You could turn a lot of tables over in 15, 20 minutes, but if one customer is sitting at one table for 3 hours and then they tip you $3, that's $1 an hour that they think of you. Oh, man. It's crazy, man. Do better. Do better, my people. And again, it's not just us, man. I can go ahead and break down the whole line of the best tippers and the worst tippers. I might do that one day, like do a whole video of like the best versus worst tippers, man. We got some honorable mentions in there, you know what I'm saying? Hispanics love when they come to my section, especially if you speak Spanish to them. They love that. They respect that. They're pretty good tippers, and I think that's a cultural thing. And I think a lot of that stuff comes from culture. I mean, that does play a big role in a lot of this stuff, you know? I mean, there's even been times where like I've served the table, and then like you hear kids be like, "Oh, but you're not gonna tip." Like it's crazy, man. It's a culture thing, and it's like, I guess if you've never been a server, you may not understand. If you ain't got no friends in the service industry or family members in the service industry, you may not understand. But people rely on those tips, man. But luckily, we get hundreds of people that come in restaurants every day. Majority of those people tip. And I'm not gonna lie, if I take care of 20 black people, 5 may not tip. I mean that's realistic numbers to me. That's kind of like the average. If I get 20 black tables, 5 of them may not tip. If I get like 20 white families, maybe 2 won't tip. Like, it's a big differential. Like, if I get 20 Hispanic families, maybe 1 may not tip. Like, and it all depends on like if they're males, females, if it's a family. Like, it all matters, and it all plays a role. But when it really comes down to it, the worst group of people when it comes to tipping, it's us. It's us. And before I became a server, I wasn't the best tipper. I tipped, but I didn't understand like the 15, 20%, you know, 10%. A lot of people just want to tip like 5%. And I mean, I guess percentage matters. What kind of service did you get? Maybe that matters, but we got to do better, man. Leave something, man. Leave something. Like, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad. But anyways, that was just on my mind, man. Quick look, not even a quick video, but a video that I wanted to come vent, because working in the restaurant industry, man, it sucks when you get stiffed on a regular basis. And for me and a lot of other servers, it comes from one sector and group of people. Mainly. Was that necessary? No. But anyways, guys, that's my cue to go, because my break is up. Got to go earn some more tips. I'll see y'all later.